Hi, welcome to Passion for Plants. My name is Hannah, and in this video we're making baby food from carrots that we have grown. So here they are. They've been in the ground for about 2.5, 3 months. So we'll just get these out and get to cooking. Wow. These are legs. Oh darn. Oh, there's a good one. Oh, look at that. When we had planted these, or when we first tried to harvest them, I hadn't thinned them out enough, so they didn't have enough space. So I had a bunch of tiny little, they looked like this. I think I have the film still, but they had these tiny little growths, and they weren't big hardly at all. So I hadn't thinned them out was the main issue. So I had them all too close together. I thought I thinned them enough. Like, see, even this one, that's kind of how they were. What happens when they're too close? This one was right next to this. So you have to give them a lot of space, more than you think, at least more than I thought. Anyways, I thinned them out better, and then I let them continue to grow, and they got much larger and are now pretty much ready to pick. Oh, that's a little guy.
Good legs. Oh yeah. Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
Why do they grow like that?
Whatever. Oh, that's a good one.
Some arms.
Mm-hmm. Hello. All right, here's our carrot harvest. Some of these like this I probably won't use, but that's pretty darn good, and that's enough to make quite a bit of baby food. So let's take this inside. So we brought the carrots in now, so I'm gonna get the water started for steaming them, because that's how you cook them. We'll steam them. So I'm gonna fill this up with just about 1 to 2 inches of water and bring it to a boil. We have the carrots all washed off, but like I said, I'm not too concerned about the dirt because I'm gonna peel it all. So let's peel these beautiful homegrown carrots. So these carrots are the Nantes half long. This was from me trying to dig it out. And like I said before, they needed to be thinned out better. So biggest tip, if you have any like small little carrots, is to make sure that that you give them a lot of space. I have them all chopped up and they're ready to go into the water that's boiling, but I figured I would try it first since they're homegrown carrots. I know that they taste pretty much like carrots, but fresh, crispy, 2 thumbs up. So let's put these in here. This is my little steamer that came with my pot set, and we're gonna put them over here into the water. Okay, we got our boiling water, a couple inches in there. We'll set this steamer on top, and then I'll put the lid back on. And then I'll just keep an eye on it for how long this is gonna take. It'll cook quick because they're all about the same size in the cut. And so I'll just wait until a fork can press through and it's soft, and then we'll put it in the food processor. While we're doing that, I wanted to show my, my shelves in their current decorated state. Last time I showed you guys, it was Easter and I had it decorated with Easter stuff. And so now this is kind of my like no season year-round decorating that I don't have for a holiday. So anyways, we have this up. My theme is kind of blue and lime chartreuse green here. I wanted to mention that the backsplash my dad and I put up when we first moved in, and I think it looks pretty darn good, doesn't it? Thanks, Dad. So yeah, what I'm going for is just, like I said, the blues and greens. I added these books here. I just took them off, like the wrapper off of the book so that it's just the liner itself. And then the silver is my grandma's that we had, and everything else I pretty much got from HomeGoods, really. While we're waiting for the carrots to steam, I wanted to talk about the little containers that I use to make the baby food. So these are from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, but they're just basically silicone. They're made for baby food, but they look like an ice cube tray. But they're super easy. You can put them in the dishwasher. You put the food that you have, you know, fill it up however far you want. You put the lid on, put it in the freezer, and then you can store them in Ziploc bags. Let me show you the other ones that I have. So here are just some of the other ones. I also have done green beans and prunes. She ate those. And so this here is sweet potatoes. You can see them in here. I didn't fill them up all the way because she wasn't eating as much. So I just filled them up halfway, which is 2 ounces, because these are 4 ounce little areas. And so then we have apples here as well. I did pears, and then these were carrots from before. So you can see I've had these in since February, and the best thing about making homemade baby food is that you obviously know what's going into it. You know, the seeds that I use for the carrots are non-GMO, organic, so you can get all that kind of stuff, and then you just know that whatever you're watering or putting in, if you don't even need to fertilize half the time, so you know exactly what's going into your food, and it's so much cheaper. I haven't done the math calculations, but even this stuff I bought from the store. I just bought carrots from Costco and apples and so on from the grocery store, and I made it. And it cost me so much less compared to the jars that are like $1, $1.25 each. I mean, those are easy. We use those too every now and then, but it's easy when you make it all in one setting, which is what I normally do. I'm not doing that today, but I usually just cook a bunch of stuff. I have the oven going, I'm steaming them, and then you just pour it in here. I recommend at least 2, because if you have a lot going, you have to wait for these to freeze, and then you just kind of have food sitting out. So try to get, 2 or 3 if you have enough, but you can just get everything frozen. Then you'll put it in the microwave just to melt it, or you can make it warm for however warm you want to serve it. And it's super easy and affordable, which is what we like. So let's check on the carrots. All right, so I'm gonna check on these carrots. I think they're just about done. We want them to be soft, where you can push a fork through very easily, like that. Okay, so let's put this into the food processor. We'll just pour this into the food processor while we wait for this to cool down, because I don't want to blend it up when it's so hot. Whether you want to use water or formula or breast milk, that's your choice. When I first did this, I used breast milk, and it takes a lot. Like, you think, oh, 4 ounces should be enough, and then you pour it in there and you're like, oh my God, it's gone, I need to add more. So up to you. If you have like so much that you just need to get rid of it or something, then throw some breast milk in there, formula, whatever. But what I use is just the water that I steamed them in. So let me grab some of that. So here's the water that was in the pan when we were steaming. So it'll have some of the nutrients from the carrots. So that's why I don't use you could use just tap water if you want, but I use the steam water. So let's let this cool off a little bit more, and then we'll blend it all up. Our carrots have cooled down enough to blend them up, puree them, I guess. So we'll put this on. Now, as far as consistency, it's all up to you. If you want them really runny, like liquid, where they drip off, then you just add more water. If you want it a little bit thicker, where it's like a applesauce or a puree, less water. So let's see what we get. let's check and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So it's, you know, it's liquidy enough to where it's easy for her to eat, but it's not super, super runny either. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And with that, we used how much water? Like 3/4 of a cup. So that would be like 6 ounces if you were using breast milk. And that wasn't that many carrots. Like if you get a huge pack from Costco like I did before, the whole thing will be filled and you need to use a lot of liquid. So just keep that in mind. So let's start putting them into this container here. So we'll just spoon them in. And again, you can fill this up as much as you want. The full top would be 4 ounces, which is the same amount that's in a baby food jar that you buy at the store. I'm gonna fill the rest half because she's 8 months old now, so you can mix different flavors together. So I could put like, I could heat one of these up that's only half and heat up like a butternut squash or a sweet potato, something like that, and mix them together since, like I said, she's older, so you can start mixing once they get used to eating the single flavors by itself. So that's why I had all those separate ones, because I was just doing the single flavor before. But now, like I said, I'll probably be mixing more stuff together for her. So now we have them all, not them all, the 8 halfway filled 2 ounces. I'm gonna let this cool because they're still pretty warm. And then I'll put this lid on, put it in the freezer, and then wait a few hours for it to be hardened. And then I just date the Ziploc bag, put them in there, and then heat them up in the microwave and give them to her. So that's pretty much it for making your homemade baby food. If you don't want to grow it in your backyard, always get it from the store and just make it from there, you know, if you want to get it organic, whatever it is. But it's super fun to be able to grow certain fruits like that and be able to make your baby's food from everything that you grew. So hopefully this is helpful and you guys have fun doing it. It's really fun. We enjoy making food for her and heating it up. And so hopefully this is helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.